Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Monday night. It is cast on night here at Wildflower Wool. And we're going to talk a little bit about sock knitting. We're going to talk about the yarn you were all voting for this week's project, talk a little bit about last week's project, and see what all you all are knitting on. So, this week was a super fun vote. I pulled out some yarn that has been in my stash for a very, very, very long time, like approximately at least 15 years. So somebody had when they were voting, they were like, Louise, that is super old stash. I've never even seen these colors. As somebody, I think it was Louise, had said that she wanted to see this one. I'm gonna switch them around here. This one because she had some of this in her stash. There was a lot of votes for this yarn. So the project that I'm going to do is a summer top. It snowed here yesterday. I think it was winter's last hurrah. Let's hope. Maybe not. It's hard to say. We could get more snow, but it is supposed to warm up again. Well, it warmed up today, most of the snow melt, but it was snowing all day yesterday. And but now it feels like spring. So I'm in the mood to do a summer top. We were talking about summer tops on the Fiber Friends podcast, and I said that 100% cotton tops, not loving those. I find the cotton a little heavy, a little warm, and I really wanted to do a sock weight wool summer top. So I took a little look through my stash, and this is what I came up with. Patton's Croy. Surprise, surprise. If you guys have been watching me for pretty much any time at all, you'll know I have a good stash of this yarn. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I see a lot of people coming in here. Grab your knitting, get a drink, sit down, get comfy. We're going to chat for an hour about knitting. So, these yarns, let's talk. So, I had just said vote left or right. So, the left one here, Patton's Croy Sock Jacquard. This one here is really, really nice. I have had this in my stash for a really, really, really long time. And I've actually knit socks with it. And I really they knit up really, really nice. I was trying to think what the pattern was. It was an Elizabeth Zimmerman pattern. I'm thinking moccasin socks. Does that sound familiar to anybody? They were knit, cuff down, and somehow you start at the leg, the foot, but the whole sole was knit around. And you just got decrease, decrease, decrease until the very bottom of the sock, and then you Kitchener stitched right up the center of the sole. But the idea that if you wore the heel or the bottom of the foot out, the heel, I think, but definitely the bottom of the foot, you could snip your stitches. You picked up stitches all the way around somehow the top of the foot, and you could snip all of these stitches around and the sole of your sock would come off. Then you could just pick up stitches again and re-knit the bottom. So it was a way kind of saving your sock. And anyways, it was a fun and interesting knit, and that was what I had knit with this yarn. It sounds like an Elizabeth Zimmerman pattern. It does, doesn't it? It's one where she's just like, "Oh, you just do this and a that and a this," and then you end up with a pattern, and you're like, "What in the world are you talking about?" Yeah, but it was a super fun knit. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, it would be fun to knit again. Anyways, I remember really liking the yarn as I knit those socks. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Liz. Hi, Jocelyn. Oh, Jocelyn, you totally forgot to vote. Oh, dear. So, anyways, what color is this? Cameo Jacquard. So it is a mix. Some people were saying this would be really pretty for summer because it does have that corally color in there. And it is. There is the coral, there's kind of like a rusty red, a gray. Somebody thought this would be a good Halloween colorway. Um, it was interesting. A couple people had voted for this one here. So this here is also a Patton's Croy. This is the stretch sock yarn. I have knit a sweater, not in this colorway, but I have knit a sweater with this stretchy sock yarn, and I really, really like it, which is probably very good because I bet you I was gonna say, would I possibly have like 100 balls of this in my stash? I bet you at one time I did, but I have knit a couple projects with it, so maybe I'm a little bit under that. But I bet I probably at one time had close to that. This, now I'm guessing, I haven't looked at this, and I was thinking about this colorway. I'm thinking it is called something like taffy stripes. We'll see if I'm right. Taffy. It is called taffy. Ho ho. That was a had to search my memory for that, but taffy, isn't it such a pretty color? So there were some votes for this one saying that this one would be a good neutral knit, can knit it, wear with anything. Some people thought this would be a good one to knit and have it be one that I could wear all year long because it's neutral, could kind of go with anything. Some people thought this would be a good one because it does have the cotton. So back to this one. This is just your regular 75/25 superwash wool merino. This one here does have cotton in it. So let me tell you, sadly, both of these have been long discontinued. This one here is 41% cotton, 39 wool, 13 nylon, and 7 elastic. So it does have, it's got a lot of stretch. It's got some bounce to it there. I think it was Jude said it would be fun to see how this knits up. And I know we've talked about this on other podcasts. People have said, like, do you have to compensate for the stretch? I didn't. I just knit it to gauge with the needles that I would normally knit with just regular sock yarn, and everything is knit up fine. Um, what else? There was some people thought that, yeah, either this would be more springy, more summery, this would be more neutral. A couple people thought either one would be good to wear all year long. Don't I think it was Nikki said, "Don't worry about how long it takes you to knit it because you could wear it all year long," because this one has the wool, this one I think that's what it was, because this one was like a wool base, so this one here could be knit and wore all year long. Somebody said even though this is a cotton color, it's more browns, it's more neutral. Um, because of the color, it could be wore all year long. So you're really not wrong, no matter how you look at it. So, anyways, we had a lot of votes. Let me just quickly look them up. Hi, Jude. Interesting that you found it was fun. Yes, oh, you knit bulletproof and had a nightmare with a stretchy yarn. Um, I had one I tried. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I don't know. I didn't have any trouble with it. I actually absolutely love knitting with it. Okay, I found my little note here of all of the votes for these two. So it was pretty much kind of one-sided here. I wasn't so sure. Sorry, excuse me. When I was counting up the votes, I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be a little closer than I thought. But in the end, one of them definitely, you guys were definitely feeling one of these yarns more than the others. So we had a total of 153 votes today, which is a lot for us. And the winning yarn had 59% of the votes. And the yarn, oh my gosh, I lost my paper again. Okay. So, yeah, 59% and 41%. So, the top that I'm going to be casting on very, very soon here. The last couple of weeks, I've been saying I'm going to cast on and then leave it alone for a little while until I have Sock Madness socks done. But we'll talk about Sock Madness here in a couple minutes. So, what I'm casting on, you guys voted for, is it going to be the stretchy sock, taffy colorway? Is it just going to be regular superwash wool and nylon sock yarn and this really pretty, what did I call it? What did I call it? Um, Cameo. Cameo Jacquard colorway. All right, the one that I'm casting on with 59% of the votes is Cameo Colors. There it is. So I am super excited to cast this on. Now, so I think I'm going to knit this in pieces because it does stripe. I am just going to knit a front and a back. It's going to be a sleeveless top. I know I had said a summer top, but it's not going to be any sleeves. It's just going to be like a little tank top, kind of a tank top with wide straps. Oh, Cindy says yes. Hi, Lynn. Oh, Liz, did you vote for this, Liz? Um, yes. So because every time I have knit something lately, it always makes me think about how the yarn's going to knit up when you go from knitting either in the round, and then if I knit the body in the round up to the armholes and then split and knit the fronts back and forth, the striping is pattern's going to change. So I'm fine with mattress stitching up the seams. So I'm going to do two panels, a front, a back, and seam them so that the striping is the same throughout the whole sweater. So that will just eliminate that problem right off the bat. I'm thinking, no, I'm not. For some reason, I was just thinking, I'm thinking V-neck. And I'm like, no, Louise, you're not thinking that at all. I am thinking of just doing very similar to the sweater. And I'm just going to do a boat neck and then let the front of it kind of curl. So don't think there'll be any ripping across the top of this one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So something really, really simple and really, really simple. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit of lace in it. That kind of that kind of neutrals out the simple part, doesn't it? Lace knitting isn't always simple, but I'm thinking just doing something simple. So then this could be a Fiber Friends lace project for this month's challenge. Oh, hi, Nikki. Nikki says, hi. Oh, I would not knit in pieces because of the stripes. It would be hard to match, but if you knit in the round, it matches better. See, you know what? You're absolutely right in that respect. But that part doesn't bother me so much. So Nikki, so you're talking about like the body, right? So if you had a white, pink, red, I don't know, what are my colors here? But you know what I mean, right? If you had white, so if we had gray, rust, coral, and then trying to match the back so that when you mattress stitched, your colors matched. That doesn't bother me so much as if having the body be really thin stripes because you're going all the way around, and then the top being wider stripes. That would drive me more crazy. So I guess it's what would bother you most because either way, I mean, it could be fine either way. So I totally get what you're saying because then you don't have to match up stripes to have your pieces match. It would depend. I wonder when I can't remember how stripy this was. If you could find the repeat in here, then that would solve both both striping problems, right? I could knit it in pieces so my stripes, the width would be the same all the way up, and then I could have two pieces start just as if you would we're going to do self-striping socks. But jacquard, sometimes it is, Nikki's right. Sometimes with sock yarns like this, it's hard to find the repeat unless it's really, really obvious. So I don't know. We'll wait and see, Nikki. Uh, We'll come back here in about a month when I hopefully have those done, and I'll either be like, "Phew, I got lucky and I was able to match the stripes," or we'll be like, "So, remember when Nikki said?" I'll be like, "She was correct." But, okay, I'm gonna read what else Nikki's also added in here, some things. I always like this because Nikki does a lot of designing, so has, she thinks like with a designer's mind about things. So it's always interesting to get people's opinions because sometimes I don't, well, lots of times I don't think about everything. So, hi Donna. Oh, Alyssa, you're on spring break. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, um, Cindy agrees with Nikki. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm like thinking I maybe I need to rethink my thought process here, but no, I'm pretty confident. But I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to be wrong because then we can come back and you learn from your mistakes, right? Maybe I'll think. No, I think I'm gonna do it in pieces. We'll see. Nikki, we'll have to come back at the end, and there's never a right or wrong, right? It's more or less. It's like, would I do that again next time? And you don't know until you try, right? But it's good to think about other perspectives. So Nikki says yes. When you separate for the sleeves, or no sleeves, they don't need to match because there is a hole in the arm, so they don't connect. Okay. But yes, I see your point about the stripe width. So this is also why I voted for the other one. Um, it didn't seem to be as noticeable, stripy. See, and that is also that, Nikki, that brings me up into a whole other conversation about when you buy your yarn. And I look at it around at all my yarns, and a lot of them are variegated, self-striping, self-striping, self-striping. Like I just like looking here, those are self-striping. Because they're pretty, right? You see all these fun colors in the ball, and you're just like, "Oh my gosh, they're so pretty." But then when you think about how they actually knit up, because as we all know with variegated yarns, you get pooling happening. Some people like that, some people do not like that, some people can live with it. Um, so really what I would like to do, well, solids. I was gonna say, look back here, but then I think over here, I couldn't resist and I got carried away and I bought more stripy yarn. But really, I would like to just have solids or tonals just so you don't have this problem. Um, depending on the sweater. But that's why I would knit things in pieces to kind of to avoid the striping issue. Anyways, that's my thought on that. I don't think, you know, again, right or wrong with knitting. There's not, So it comes down a lot to personal preference. There's I don't know. Okay, I think I'll just leave it there. Oh, anyways. Oh, Nancy, did you pick the winner? I know. This is it. It's going to be so fun. It's going to look so cute knit up. Yeah, so Nikki says that's why I also voted for that. Yes, because it's not no play stripe. Yes, which definitely makes knitting sweaters easier when you don't have the stripes and the whole getting things to match. Because with socks, it just works out perfect. Um, oh, I really like semi-solids. I know, me too. Because then you get a little bit of that tonally color, so it looks a little funner than just blue. Than just a solid, but you don't have the striping issues. But, I say that, and don't hold me to it because look, I see pretty yarn that's multicolored and I buy it anyways. So, you know, but really, I would love to do something like this and stripe it myself, do color work, do mosaic, do something fun with the solids or the tonals in an ideal world. Once I work through my stash that I will have to live to 120 to knit through. Then I'll work on all my solids and tonals. All right, Sherry. Oh, Sherry's got another idea. Okay. In the round with steaks at the arms. Oh, okay, Sherry, that would work too. So that would work. So you would just knit, basically, you're just knitting one big tube, put extra stitches in for the armholes. So then everything would match. The stripes would be the same width. Then you just have to steek. So I guess you just have to pick what you enjoy more, what you think would be more adventurous, or what you're scared of less. You know, do you want to steek and pick up stitches, or do you want a mattress stitch? I don't know. There again, no right or wrong, right? It's just whatever you think you want to do. Haha, I love this. So many options. Here I am thinking I'm just going to do a simple sweater, basically two rectangles, sew up the sides, leave a hole for the arms, sew across the neck, put it on. But there's lots of options, isn't there? So fun. Sherry, that's a great idea because I had not thought about steeking the armholes. I could. I could. Oh, hey Sam. Thursday at our knitting club, are you still going to teach me magic loop? Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. Yes. Hi Diane and Nancy. So, okay, anyways, you guys are giving me lots to think about. That's why these knit nights are so fun because everybody's got wonderful ideas. So this is going to be super fun. Cameo Jacquard. You know, this name is I always got to think about this. Cameo Jacquard because I would almost bet money that they have a different Cameo Jacquard. Maybe a similar name that's kind of in browns and oranges. That's more orangey. There's canyon stripes, and I thought there was a cameo that was very similar that is nothing like this. They couldn't reuse a name, could they? Maybe this yarn has been discontinued for so long that they brought the name back into rotation. You know you have kept your yarn in your stash too long when they're reusing the name again. Okay, anyways, you guys, I don't know, I've got lots of this. I think I counted, oh, 7, 8 balls of this. So I should have lots to do a little sleeveless pullover tank top. I'm going to knit it on fairly large needles because, again, I'm still feeling this like something really drapey that I can just pull over a little tank top and wear it in the summertime. That is my plan this summer, too. For those of you who said, you know, if you don't get it knit this summer, you can still wear it. I am planning on knitting it this summer. And let's talk about sock madness because if the amount that I've been knitting on my socks for sock madness is any indication of what I can do, this top will be finished in no time. So now don't get too excited about my socks. That was not trying to be a little sneaky way of saying I have a pair finished because I do not. But I am getting closer. So last week, Sock Madness Socks, round one, where was I? I had a cuff, I had a leg, I had a heel, and I think I had just started on the stripes on the foot. I don't know, had a couple of stripes done. Well, I had a wonderful weekend and I had nothing planned and I kept it that way. So I could knit socks Saturday and Sunday. The plan was kind of to have a pajama weekend I did have to run out a couple times to do a couple of errands, so I really truly wasn't in my pajamas, but, it was just to be a relaxing weekend. I didn't want to book anything, and I just wanted to knit all my Sock Madness socks. So oh, okay, Kim has got a good idea about the sweater. It would look cool if you did a little cap sleeve and a matching solid, or trim the neck and sleeves with a solid. Also a very good idea, Kim. I like that. So my weekend of sock knitting produced one finished sock. So this is the pattern is called I Walk the Line, and it is shadow knitting. So just depending on how you knit it, hold it. Use it looks like chevron stripes, and then you can kind of get a hint here that it turns into a solid brown line. All right. Okay, how am I gonna hold this so sometimes you can see it. Ooh, there you can see it. Anyways, so Sam, this is your illusion knitting in sock form. So a lot of fun. So I finished one sock and I got to start on sock number two. Um, Pretty good start. I do not think I'm going to move on to round two, which is totally fine. There's 8 spots left on our team. So there's a cuff, a leg, and the start of a heel flap. So, um, I have not knit on this at all yet today. Mondays are a super long work day for me, so I will knit on this for a little bit tonight before I go to bed. I'll get the heel flap done, turn the heel, maybe pick up gusset stitches. We'll see. Um, so 8 places left on our team. Uh, um, Over the weekend, a lot of teams, the numbers, people were just sending in finished socks to be approved. And so it was fun. So we're down I've checked a couple of times today, and I think we started out the day with 12, 13, 14. I don't know. Between last night and this morning, we kind of went from 14 to 13 to 12, somewhere in there. And what did I think we're down to 8 open spots on the team. So, um, yeah, the thing is that I don't know. I'm gonna knit tonight. Tomorrow, I have a few hours tomorrow night. We'll see. We'll see. It You never know. You never know. I but honestly, I am not worrying if I make it to round 2. My goal this year was to get round 1 socks done and qualify for round 2 because I have never done that. This is only my 3rd year doing Sock Madness. These socks back here, these were the qualifying socks 2 years ago. I qualified, got into round 1, and I only got 1 sock and maybe a half done. I did not get round 1 socks finished because, the teams filled up, and then I never went back and I never did finish those round 1 socks. This one here, I'm going to finish, and, um the pattern will be out for 2 full weeks this coming Saturday around 2 p.m. our time, so mid-afternoon on Saturday. So that is kind of my goal. If I can get this done before Saturday, within that 2-week time frame, I will still be happy with that. And I'm kind of knowing because you guys know I did not have a lot of time to knit last weekend because of my granddaughter's birthday, and my granddaughter came and stayed with me for one day. So, if I had had a good chunk of knitting time last weekend, these would be done right now. And as long as there was no mistakes, I could have moved on to round 2. So, even just knowing, you know, if things had worked out a little bit better, um, I could have, should have, had these socks done. But you know what? Life gets in the way, and I would definitely not give up spending time with my granddaughter to sit by myself and knit on these socks no matter how fun they are. So, I'm super happy. So whatever, if I keep knitting and by chance the other people on my team are in the same boat as me who just during the week have got busy work schedules and a limited time to knit, we'll see. So I'm just going to keep working on them as much as I can and see where I end up. But honestly, I have no idea how I'm so tangled here. There we go. But really, I'm super happy about this. I mean, just qualifying this year made me super, super happy. And knitting these is so fun. So, regardless, it's been super fun. And I already have a plan for next year to see how I can get a little bit more knitting time during the competition time. But aren't they so fun? I mean, I love the chevron. It has just been a really, really fun pattern to knit. So I'm definitely going to finish these for sure. So anyways, and there is 8 spots left. So who knows? Who knows? We'll wait and see. If I move, but the plan was really once if I qualified and went on to round 2, I wasn't really going to try to knit round 2 socks because all my other things that I want to knit are piling up. Like last week's new start, you guys. Last week's new start is started. Like I cast on and I knit 1 row. This is that mosaic project. It's going to be a scarf. And you know what? I found lots more of this yarn. So this is there we go. Patton's Classic Wool DK Weight Superwash. I had a whole bag of this that I found last week, and I thought this would be fun just to do a pretty, fun, bright, colorful scarf. And you voted last week whether it would be mosaic knitting or it would be stranded knitting. You guys like voted for mosaic, which is really, really fun. And here was my start. So I didn't get any more than this done because I was like really, really trying to get my heel flap done last night and didn't have any time to work on this. But I'm really excited about this. I found, see if I can show you the pattern. I just, there it is. Um, so remember last week we were talking about slip stitch patterns, whether all slip stitch patterns were mosaic, was all mosaic slip stitch, and that kind of thing. So anyway, that's what I was talking about. I didn't have my book pulled out, and honestly, I still can't find the book, but I didn't have a whole lot of time to really look. But see how that is a very geometric, like square shape. That is the one difference between mosaic is that your your patterns do end up more chunky, more squarish than a stranded pattern would. But that's going to be my first color stripe in this, and I am going to do it flat. My if it had been stranded, I would have done it on a 16-inch needle and joined it in the round and just did stranded knitting around. But the mosaic, I'm going to do flat. Um, so it's going to be fun. Mosaic knitting is so, so easy. You're only ever knitting with one strand of color across a row, and you're slipping the opposite color. So that's how you get 2 colors in your row, but you only have to knit 1. So it's fun. It's fun, it's quick. Reading from the chart is super easy. So I can't wait to do a little bit more work on that. And you know, a lot of other projects are sitting here baby sweater for I can't call them baby sweaters for Scarlett anymore, can I? A little child's toddler size sweater. I don't know what's the right word. Um, a little sweater for Scarlett. This is this color burst yarn. Romance was the colorway. It is so pretty. I can't, but there again, stripies. I know. Um, but that started, well, sort of started, barely started. My salty lace, no, salty air tea, start of a gauge swatch. All these new starts get abandoned for Sock Madness socks. So once I get these socks finished, I'm going back to these and I'm going to set aside some time this weekend to get some progress done on here. So fingers crossed, next Monday, we should have a little bit more to look at than just socks. But anyways, the socks, you know, they are very fun. Who said, "Oh, Lynn, they look brilliant. Thank you." Yes, good work. Keep trying. You never know till it's over. There was what was it? I think sometimes Saturday, um, the first team filled up. And it wasn't Team Z because lots of time the thinking is that A is kind of the slower knitters, which in this case it is because there's still quite a few spots open. There's only a handful of knitters on Team A that have finished their socks. But Team T filled up first. And there's a couple of other I quickly scanned it's not actually Team A, B, C. I they're they're all words that I have trouble pronouncing. So I just go by the first letter of the alphabet. Um but Team Z, which most times we think of as the super fast team, there's still one or two spots open on it. Um, there's a couple of teams that are totally filled now, but there's a lot of them that still have one, two, or three. We've got, what did I say, eight? So, which maybe is now down to seven or six. You just never know, right? Because you don't know where everybody is in the process. If some I had to pull out a few rows last night because somehow I dropped a stitch and I dropped it kind of right in where the center double decrease was in here. And I tried to fix it, but my stitches just weren't angled the right way. So I was like, ah. And it was only maybe 4 rounds I had to pull out because at first I thought, you always think, maybe it's not that noticeable. Wrong right off the bat. I should have thought, nope, just backtrack the round and fix it. But I'm like, nope, I'm gonna keep going. Then I thought I could duplicate stitch over it. Nah, tried that, didn't work. So I just pulled it out, picked up my stitches, fixed it, and now it looks perfect. And I'm much, much happier with it too. So, and I did pull out on this one here my toe. And I think it's just a regular toe, you guys, but I was knitting it like in the wee hours of the morning because I was like determined I was going to get this toe done before I went to bed. Again, the bells should ring when you think something like this, right? Like, um, um, anyways, yeah. So I knit about half of it, and then for some reason I thought I had misread the pattern, and I pulled out all the toe. Then I read the pattern again, and I'm thinking, I don't think I messed it up the first time. So I knit the toe like one and a half times. So that took considerably more time than I had planned on. But you know what? Somebody else may be in the same boat. So who knows? Or maybe tomorrow all the teams will fill up, right? Everybody could be knitting their toes, taking their pictures and submitting them um their Ravelry pages tonight. So you just never know. Or they may not fill up until next Friday night, you know. Anyways, so who Nancy asked what my team My team's name is. All right, hold on. You're gonna make me try to pronounce this, aren't you? I would never be a what is it, a linguist? Okay, Team Kuchen, Kuchen. Apparently, I think it means cake, but I don't know if it's German or Dutch. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Um, anyways, total finished 34. Oh my gosh, out of 42. Anyways, yes. So because there was a lot of chat about making cakes and people before the first pattern came out, while we were waiting, kind of like one day before the pattern came out, people were talking and sharing recipes and showing pictures they were baking cakes and talking about what their favorite patterns or recipes were for cakes. And some people were sharing them in the group thread. So that part's really fun. And I'm thinking you're only knitting cakes while you're knitting these socks. If you're a super fast knitter and you get your socks knit the very first weekend, then you still have like a whole week that you can bake cakes because the rest of us don't have time to be baking a cake. Anyway, but it's fun. So everybody, all of the teams are all like dessert names. So A for I don't even know, right? B for okay, I don't even C for cookies, D for donuts. I don't something like that, right? Anyways, oh, Kuchen, I think you say it. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, so it's fun, and I know that a couple years ago, I was on team X or V or something, and they were all composers of like classical music. So, like, there was Mozart, there was Beethoven, and then a whole bunch of other people that I had never heard of. So, yeah, it's fun. The organizers of Sock Madness, like, really truly go above and beyond to make things fun. Alyssa. Oh, A for apple pie. That's right. Um, I know. That now I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking, okay, if I was to use all English words for desserts, what would you come up with? Okay, see, this in itself is a job, right? Anyways, you guys, so that is it. So that's my sock madness. I'm going to work on my sock tonight, see how far I get. So next Monday, we will have a verdict on sock madness. If on the very, 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 very slim chance I move on. And plus, you guys, there's also the fact that not even do I have to get this like knit in time. Then they put it under a microscope or like zoom in on your pictures to see if there can't even be a mistake in there. And I've been knitting on these like a lot at nighttime. So I keep looking at them and I don't see anything. I don't see a mistake, but sometimes you just never know. But anyways, they're perfect enough for me. I think they're fine. Oh, B for brownies. You're right. You're right. Uh, anyways, so I'm super happy with Sock Madness. You guys know I talk about it on and on and on because it is just so much fun. And I don't even get very far. Could you imagine if like I don't know, even advanced to round 2? You guys would be in for so much more Sock Madness chat. But what I'm thinking is, don't worry if you're a Sock Madness lover. And if you are, I'm so sorry. Or if you're not, I'm sorry. What I'm thinking is that I'm gonna carry on as a cheerleader, so I will be getting all of the patterns throughout the rest of the competition as it goes on for the next few months, and I'm thinking it would be fun to pick a pattern as a New Start Monday over the next couple of months out of some of those patterns. Now, they're very, 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 um strict. That's what I wanna say. I cannot show you that's why I never bring a pattern up here because I don't accidentally wanna hold it up because we cannot show any pictures of the patterns, like, no printed words on the patterns, that's very, very clear in the rules. No pictures of the patterns, anything. So, I won't be able to show you the pattern, but, and thinking I'll print them off and kind of see what they are. If one's cables, if one's beads, if one is this or that, then you guys can vote on the techniques, and then that will pick a sock madness pattern that I can knit over the next few New Start Mondays while Sock Madness is going on, and then you guys can see some of the socks knit up if you're not just following the thread just for fun. So I think that will be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to working on some of these other projects that you guys have voted for and starting this summer top because I'm so hopeful that we're going to be able to wear this summer attire sooner rather than later. So I think this will be a perfect project to knit, the end of March into April to be ready for May with a shawl over your shoulders, another cardigan or something pulled on over top of it. I think it'll be a great summer top. And plus it will give me a chance to compare a summer sweater in sock yarn versus one in a cotton weight and see. I'm like so thinking I'm going to love this that I really, really hope I do. I'm hoping that I enjoy this more than a cotton. I don't know what I'm going to do with the cotton yarn that's in my stash. I thought about pulling out some of it and having you guys vote on sock yarn versus the cotton, but then I was like, no, I definitely want it to be a sock, a wool a sock weight wool sweater for summer. So that's what I pulled out. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll have to think about the cotton. Maybe I just donate it. Maybe I do something else with it. I don't know. Have to think on that a little bit. Anyways, what are you all what are you all knitting on? Anybody close to a finish? Anybody starting something new? Oh, I saw Carol in here. Hi, Carol. Carol, how are your socks coming along? You're knitting socks out of the 52 weeks of sock book. How are they coming? Are you enjoying the pattern? Oh, a summer shawl with the cotton. You're right. I could. You're absolutely right. I could. And maybe that's what I should just do. I'm due for some new shawls for the summer. So possibly, or just give a bunch of them to everybody I know. And yeah, just get the yarn out of my stash, get it made into something. Oh, baby kitten, you're working on your campsite cardi. Fantastic. I love that pattern. Oh, Alyssa, you're almost done with your lace fingerless mitts. Yay, that's exciting. Kim, you're working on a spring cowl, and I have 3 rows left to finish. Oh my gosh, you're going to be done tonight. That's so exciting. Nikki, you're knitting the Riptide 135 pattern, knitting the one. Oh, and knitting the one skein lace scarf. It will go nice with the dress I recently bought. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, Carol's liking the pattern, the socks. 3 more rows, then do the toes on the second sock. Oh my gosh, you are almost done too. You get that up super, super quick. Oh, baby kit, it's golden yellow. Oh, nice. Always like yellow. Jocelyn, you had 2 finishes for podcasting today, so I cast it on a cabled crochet capelet. As we do. Absolutely. That's actually pretty good. 2 finishes versus 1 cast on? I liking that. Nancy, you're almost done 3 different projects. Okay, then you'll be able to cast on all the new things. Sherry, you're working on the last short sleeve of a sweater and my glittering snowscape shawl. That even just sounds pretty, and I have no idea what it looks like. Are you actually using, like, sparkly yarn? Like, something that has, the metallic thread in it? What is the word I'm looking for? You guys know, the shimmery stuff. It just sounds so pretty. Cindy, you started a crochet ripple blanket this afternoon. Oh my gosh, that is going to be a big project. Nancy, 2 shells and a scarf. That's good. Almost done that 2 shawls and a scarf. That's fantastic. Nikki, the one skein lace scarf is the first of 3 patterns. Oh, and the Riptide 135. The 135 is the pattern strand for skein 135. Oh, 1 skein, 3 skeins, 5 skeins. These are 3 different patterns using the Riptide stitch pattern. Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay. Lynn? Oh, Stellina. Yes, I am so grateful when you guys can figure out what I'm thinking about. Stellina, that's it. Thank you, Louise. Lynn, you're working on Casapinka's glamping blanket too. That's fun. So we've got you and Cindy both working on big projects. Oh, Sam, you sent me a picture. Okay. Oh, Nancy also had the words Stellina. Yes, that's what I meant. Yes, sparkly yarn. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, this has been perfect. It's given me an hour to relax from work, get to chat about knitting, get super excited about this project. I'm going to think about this one and my options of knitting in the round, knitting 2 pieces, steeking the armholes. I don't know. I think I'm just going to do it the way I'm like, thanks for all your opinions, guys, but I'm going to do it the way I wanted to in the beginning. I think is what I'm going to do. But I do appreciate the options, and I don't know, steeking? Gonna think about how I wanna finish the armholes, if I wanna steek it and have live stitches or not. But I definitely think should investigate all 3 options here. Oh, Nikki says, "Okay, so this the Riptide one was it 135? You basically get 3 patterns for the price of 1. I'm making the skinny lace scarf. And then the second is a shawlette, which is the 3 skeins, right? Um, Still big though, and the last one is a huge shawl with 5 skeins. Is that how it works? So you literally do 1 skein and then 3 skeins for a project and 5 skeins. Sherry says, "Don't steek it. Do it how you originally wanted." I don't know. I think for this one, I don't think I will steek it, but I think we definitely have to do that. I'm gonna add that to my list, Sherry, so thank you for suggesting it, because that would be interesting, and isn't it funny? I always think of steeking as, like, a winter sweater, when it doesn't need to be, but, yeah, I always think when I think steeking, I immediately think of, like, hot cocoa and a fireplace going and woolly, warm sweaters and You know, steeking in a summer sweater, I'm like, "Really? But why not?" But, yeah, no, I definitely think we should do that. I'll have to think of a project for that because I like that. Now you've got me thinking, Sherry, which is super fun. Oh, Alyssa, I made you the Riptide mitts as well. Okay, you guys, I gotta go check this pattern out. That is fun. Um, Lynn says, "Nikki, her riptide fingerless mitts are really nice too." Okay. I'm gonna have to go check this out. So fun. All right, you guys. I'm gonna set this down. Just gonna think about it as I'm working my way. Get the heel flap done, turn the heel, pick up stitches. Um, oh, Louise, I am ready. Oh, are you ready for color work? Sure. Yep, do your next well, yes, whatever you think. You can steek a shawl as well. Absolutely, Nancy, because you could do a blanket. I mean, you certainly can. Um, yeah, I know. Isn't that funny how, yeah, when steeking to me, it goes with like a chunky lopey sweater. I mean, because that's all I've ever done it on. So, yeah, that's fun. Yes, steek a shawl. Yeah, no, there's so. maybe I should do that too. I'm gonna tuck those ideas away for future projects, you guys. Oh, there's also a riptide vest with a lace insert. Okay. All of these patterns are sounding super fun. Um, yep. Oh, Alyssa's saying, Sam, if you've done color work before, then sure. Yep, a hat is a good project to experiment on. Absolutely. Oh, Nikki's doing the vest next. Okay. Can't wait to see all these pictures, Nikki. That sounds super fun. Oh, all right, you guys. Thank you so much for voting. I cannot wait to see how this knits up. And I cannot wait to come back here on Monday with a finished pair of socks. And I will see. We'll see what yes, steek a blanket. I know we could do a month of steeked projects, you guys. We could do a year of steeked projects. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, Alyssa says her first color work project was a hat. Nice. Yes. You can steal a blanket. You could, but I would not suggest it, but you could steal it. Sam, you haven't done color work before. No, but you've got a simple pattern. A girl at Knitting Club gave you a simple color work pattern. So that would be a good one to start with for sure. All right, you guys. Okay. Thank you so much for voting. Thank you for joining me tonight and having a great conversation and getting me all excited about steeking things. Yeah, I know. Anyways, I gotta focus on my socks, you guys. Focus, focus, focus. And I'm gonna go knit fast the next couple of nights. And we'll see if I can sneak in under the wire and qualify for round two. Or if not, I will just carry on with all my other fun projects. So it's a win-win either way. Sam, you want to try Magic Loop? Absolutely. That'll be so much fun. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you all next Monday night. Have a great week.